how the ego operates through fear. And what made me think about that was, as I am now embracing this part of myself, this spiritual part, which has always been there. It's always been a part of me since I was a child. I just was afraid of how I would be perceived. That was ego. My ego. But that is protection, right? Fear protects you. You don't go into the dark, scary cave. Something in you says, oh, no, don't do that. It's fear. But what has happened in our modern society is that fear paralyzes us, and we normalize it. And so it stays there, and we call it anxiety, and we call it depression, or it manifests as that and ends up getting diagnosed as that. And then it turns into ulcers and turns into cancer. And this is now proven by science that stress has an adverse effect on our DNA and our cells and literally causes us to become sick. I'm sorry, didn't think that was going there, but I was thinking about how the fear that we have when it comes to growth and evolution, and I think a lot of people go through this as they're approaching their mid-age, whatever that looks like. It's a range, right? Some people consider it as young as 35, as old as 50 or 55, but wherever you're considered in that midlife range. And a lot of people are afraid that if they let go of who they have been, they are afraid that they're losing something. I realized that was one of my fears. What am I going to lose if I fully accept this more evolved version of who I am? But then when you get to the other side of it, there's this sense of, oh wow, that was my ego feeding me that fear because it was afraid of losing its sense of self, the person that you have created yourself to be and said that you are, or better yet, who you've been conditioned to believe you are through the projections of others, projecting back to you the version of you that they see you as. But when you start doing deep work and you get used to being in solitude, journaling, and you find yourself, you start seeing that, oh my God, the way people are treating me is based on their projections of me. People's perceptions of me are based on their projections of me, not who I really am. So the fear of embracing who you really are is rooted in an illusion, right? It isn't real. It isn't real. It is the ego using fear to keep you stuck, which, i.e., is safe for you to stay in where you are, even if it's painful, even if it's destructive, even if it's not serving the higher good. Think about that. That's deep, I know, but really sit with that and think about that. How is fear controlling your life and keeping you from being who you are meant to be?